Hi everybody, welcome to Divinely Timed again. So today it's the 2nd of April 2020, but again, like I said, it's called Divinely Timed because whenever you found this, I trust that you're going to hear the words you need to hear, or at least some of them. So today's affirmation is: positive affirmations are becoming an excellent habit for me. The more I do them, the better I feel and the better life gets. And the reason I love that is because Aries season is typically about being brave, about being bold. It's 100% about just being who you are, like owning it. Whoever you are, just own it. If you're out there, be out there. If you're shy, be shy. If you're shy but wanting to be out there, push yourself out your comfort zone. You name it. Do you know what I mean? It's just basically whoever you are, be who you are, because you were made. You were made to be perfectly imperfect, and we all were. And there's no right, there's no right way to be. Just be yourself. You were given your quirks, your gifts, your talents, and your abilities. Whether you've discovered them yet or not, you've absolutely got gifts or talents, or all and some. You know what I mean? You've got something. And like I always say, if you can't work out what it is, then come to me and I'll be able to spot what it is. My gift is helping you find yours. And I'm finding it funny that I seem to be dropping in my tagline quite a lot now, and I've had that for years and I've never really used it that much. So, but it's true. It's not often that I can listen to what somebody's good at and I wouldn't be able to spot how they could make a business out of it. Or, why are you not, well, if you love drawing and you're good at it, why aren't you drawing? Like, you know what I mean? And that's very in line with actually yesterday's card, like inner child. Like, so for instance, with me going on about drawing, that must mean somebody watching this does have a bit of a talent for drawing, or a big talent for drawing. And it's funny because Spirit are actually showing me clairvoyantly someone in my mind that does contact me on one of my, we'll keep it anonymous, one of my social media platforms that is incredibly gifted and often shows me. So they'll be like, wait a minute, is that me, or do loads of people do that? And yes, loads of people do that. So you're just going to have to wonder if it's you. But, there is someone in particular sends me lovely paintings that they do. And it's just, I'm like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're really talented. You need to show people that. Like, more than just me. Although I'm grateful that I'm seeing them, like, more people need to see it. And it's kind of like, and that takes it very nicely onto light. But before I go on to read this card, it is because there's a really strong inner child energy. Not only because I pulled the inner child card yesterday, but again, because Aries is all about the inner child, and so is Leo. Like, Aries is all about having fun. Yes, it's anger as well, and it's passion. But, I'm Aries, right? So I'm going to be a bit biased, but not really. Like, I know what the traits are of Aries. And it's funny because I actually didn't really associate with any of them until probably the last 4 years, maybe even less than that, because I was actually really quite shy, quite retreating, and I was more like a Pisces. And any of my best friends will tell you that I used to swear blind I was a Pisces. So, I've only sort of owned my Aries traits as I've grown into my gift, which is not a coincidence that I'm holding these two cards which are about that. Like, Aries is a bright light, and like I said, it's a trailblazer, and it's, that's why I said it's often about going first, because it's about facing your fears. But like I always share, being an Aries with a Venus in Aries, I know that on the other side of that fear, on the other side of that apparent fearlessness is like a big fear as well. So, I've spoke to quite a few Aries about that, and quite a lot of them have agreed. But again, I've probably got a bit more of that because my Aries sun is in the house of Virgo, and Virgo does like to procrastinate and overthink and, just delay things. So I'm a bit of I'm just a walking contradiction completely. My chart is just like, yeah. Anyway, again, you are who you are, but it's interesting that I started sort of channeling about that, because it was only when I started to really own my unique gift, and actually more specifically, like, noticing just that whenever I tried to fit in, in mediumship groups, I didn't quite fit in. There was always something that I felt a bit alone with because of my shamanic gift. And then whenever I tried to fit in the shamanic groups, I fit in the shamanic groups more. But again, then I would be slightly different because I also do mediumship. And then, you know, it's kind of like, and then when I was a counsellor, I felt different because I was a medium and a shaman. But it's like, but at that point, I don't think I was pursuing my shamanic gift yet. But again, it's always been within me. So, I mean, there's always something going on. But it was only truly when I accepted my gifts. And I mean, I've had my page for 6 years on the summer solstice. And then I was online, about, I don't know, a year or two before that, before even having the page. But again, I'd had cards since I was like 15. So like I've had like loads and loads of decks of cards, and then I've added to them, as I started my business and everything. But again, it's like that kind of it's not stepping out the psychic closet anymore, because I'm very visible, but that kind of stepping up to be a leader, to help others and to be a guide, to be a loving leader, I'd like to say, because again, like I wrote in today's post, like Aries is known for being like about leadership, and so is Leo, but like you can be both and be a loving leader. Like, I'd like to think that if somebody came into my membership, bar the fact that I would be hosting the Facebook Live, if we were all on a Zoom, like, do you know what I mean? I'd like to think it wouldn't be that obvious, like who was the like the one facilitating it, because we're all very powerful, strong women and strong healers, and it's just kind of about like congregating like-minded people together, and that is what this time is all about. It's Aries is about stepping up and facing your fears, and Leo is also kind of the same, because Leo is about courage and bravery and being bold. So they're basically both quite similar. They're both about facing your fears, courage, being brave, taking a leap of faith, all these kind of things. So the energy we're in right now is basically all about taking a leap of faith. And the world needs you to take a leap of faith, right? This isn't just about me. I just use my examples to get across. And again, that is another thing that's different about me, because a lot of mediums that I love and respect actually will swear blind that, not to use your own experience. But again, I ignored that, because from the minute I started channel, that's how spirit used me, and people seem to like it, and that's just, I can't do it any other way. Do you know what I mean? So it works with my mediumship, it works with my shamanic gift, it works when I'm channeling. Do you mean? That is just me. Again, you've got to own it, and that is a very Aries thing. It's like, this is the way I am, like it or not. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm trying to get across is that didn't happen overnight. Like that took me a lot of self-healing, a lot of self-discovery, a lot of solitude. My dark night of the soul, I was going about that taught me a lot about myself. And it's just, I know myself really, really, really well. And I've owned, oh God, I'm getting really passionate, but I've owned the right to be confident at what I do, because I spent far too long hiding it. And that actually makes me, God, that actually makes me quite upset, because it's true. I even hid how gifted I was from my family. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, when I want to keep a secret, I can keep a secret, believe me. I know I'm a blether, and I tell people stuff, tell people my stuff, I might add, because I'm very good at keeping other people's secrets. But it's like, do you mean, like, when I want to keep something private to me, I can do that too. But it's not easy. Like, somebody must need to hear this that is a bit introverted or terrified of sharing their gift. It's not easy, and I'm over here making it look like it's easy. I know it. I hear it all the time. You're a natural, you make it look easy, whatever. I get it. But what I'm saying is that took time, effort, and a lot of transmuting my own pain. Like, I've earned it. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, and a lot of us that do this work, you will hear us say it, but it's because it's true. Like, and I think that is the thing that a lot of people seem to forget, is when you're a clear channel, you don't just wake up one day and you're a clear channel. Like, yes, I've always been connected to spirit from a child, but even I've had moments in my life, like my 20s, when I'm going out and getting drunk all the time, that it was quieter and I didn't listen as much, but I still did see signs a lot and stuff, and then it just cranked up. But again, I'd be sitting here all night trying to tell the story. But whatever it is, there's no excuses, right? That was all my excuses, and I've got no excuse now. It's time to step up and be the leader of your own life, and where appropriate, step up and be a leader or a guide, an awakening guide like myself for other people. Because if you've went through the dark first and you're not scared anymore, and other people are, then it is literally your duty to step up and help people. Quite powerful. I'm a beacon of radiance, support and love. And again, that is what a true leader should be like. I think we can think of lots of leaders like that and lots of leaders not like that. Light. My light radiates through my life, and and the world around me. Again, now, you might have heard me say this before, but Claire actually means bright light, and it means intelligence. So I always find it quite fascinating that I'm doing, you know, I'm a light warrior, light worker, whatever you want to call it, and that I'm also channeling higher intelligence. But again, what is your light? The world needs it. Share it. Step up for yourself, and step up for the world, and step up for others. And the other things, oh fuck, I've went past the Instagram thing, but never mind. The other thing I wanted to share was this dice chucked itself on the floor, or I knocked it off. I can't quite work out what one it was, but I didn't notice me knocking it off. But 4, it fell on 4, and it's the 4th month of a 4 year, and 4s are about stability, perseverance, persistence, firm foundations, creating firm foundations, and it's also the 4th on Saturday. So, and I think you'll probably have thought, and if you haven't, you know, there's a lot of people all over the world all meditating at the same time to send out healing to the world. So I really do urge you to do that. It's literally about 3:45 in the morning for me, but I probably will be up because I don't want to miss it. And again, I want to contribute my light to the world. I want to step up. But again, listen, if you need your bed and you're going to be sleeping, I happen to feel, you know, I'm healing all the time in my sleep and transmuting stuff for the world. So, you know what I mean? If I'm really, really tired, I would go to my bed, but I just know that I won't be, because I'll be too excited. Right, what was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, and then this other dice, when I did roll this, landed on Libra, and the full moon on Tuesday is Libra, so you just can't make this up. And there's another dice somewhere, but I didn't bother to throw that one. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. This was quite intense, but I feel everything needs to be said got said.